shots at the U.S. Capitol this morning.
And updates about the vaccine coming up on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Luke Walker.
And I'm Christian Garza. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
And we start with breaking news this morning. Here is a look at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., where multiple news organizations are reporting one Capitol police officer has died after a vehicle rammed a barricade. It's unclear exactly how this situation unfolded. We do know the suspect is in custody and has been taken to the hospital. We will continue to monitor the situation and bring you more details as they come up.
The Latah County Sheriff's Office responded to a fire that burned in Anchor yesterday, around 2 p.m. in O'Reilly Road. The fire started originally as a controlled fire that got out of hand early in the afternoon. Potlatch volunteer firefighters and Whitman County firefighters were called to the scene, but then reached out to Moscow and Deary for more assistance. Crews cleared the area around 6 p.m. Thursday night.
The Pullman Colfax quarantine is back again. They will be providing free meals from the Old European restaurant in Pullman on Saturday. 30 free meals will be available first come, first serve starting at 3 o'clock. For more about local businesses about local businesses, our reporter Pamela Alarcon did some research.
As of March 22nd, all of Washington State's counties have moved to Phase 3 of the reopening plan. What does that actually mean for local businesses in Pullman? Pups and Cups Cafe in downtown Pullman has gotten busier than ever and have been having to add staff during the weekends.
January 11th, we reopened. So that whole stretch of waiting to open was very, very hard. But now that we've been open, we have gotten busier and busier and busier and busier. So honestly, we're doing great. We're having so much business, we're like almost overwhelmed.
Across the street, Reality hasn't had the same experience. There's only one staff employee working at a time because there isn't enough business.
Whitman County has officially moved to Phase 3, which means businesses can have up to 50% capacity. Here at Reality, the management is saying that they plan to open their dine-in during the summertime.
When the pandemic first started, they had to close for 6 months because they were not equipped to handle it, as well as losing majority of their staff and international customers that left Pullman.
Maybe like a third of business from before. We're still doing DoorDash and we're still taking orders in the store, but just our customer base has gone down a lot because Pullman's population has gone down so far.
One thing's for sure, no business is the same and they're all doing what they can to survive. Murrow News 8, I'm Pamela Alarcon.
If you're looking to support local art, the Moscow Art Walk will be happening June 17th from 4 to 8 p.m. The Art Walk is a chance for everyone to celebrate the artistic creativity in the Moscow area. The event looks to celebrate visual, literary, performing, and culinary arts. Registration is now open until June 4th.
The University of Idaho is warning of a scam involving someone impersonating the university's purchasing department. The emails use a uidaho-edu.com email. The email is not affiliated with the university, according to officials. Emails have been sent to numerous vendors purchasing large quantities of various types of goods. The University of Idaho is asking anyone who comes across this scam to report it to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center.
Pullman Regional Hospital registered nurse Becca Herndon has been honored with the Daisy Award, the International Nurse Recognition Program. The award goes to medical personnel who go above and beyond for their patients. Herndon has worked for Pullman Regional Hospital for 15 years now.
After 550 days without fans in attendance, the Seattle Mariners treated those who stuck around late into the night to one of the more unlikely comebacks seen on opening day. The M's outfielder Jake Fraley walked with the bases loaded in the 10th inning to score first baseman Evan White with the winning run, resulting in Seattle rallying from a 5-run deficit to beat the San Francisco Giants 8-7 on Thursday. Talk about an April Fool's joke. According to Sports Radar, the Mariners were the 16th team to rally from a deficit of 5 or more runs on opening day and to win, dating to 1906.
If you are waiting for the day that you can travel safely again, the CDC says you can if you are fully vaccinated. The CDC updated its guidelines that those who are fully vaccinated do not need to get tested or quarantine after travel. The director of the CDC still urges caution and advocated against general travel.
With the recent spread of the coronavirus, Kirk Scholes issued a statement earlier this week outlining what the WSU community needs to do to stop the spread. Washington State University President Kirk Scholes sent out an email Wednesday to the campus community encouraging all faculty, staff, and students to get the COVID-19 vaccine. President Scholes encouraged the WSU community to get the vaccine after it was reported by Whitman County Health that there is a fourth wave of the virus pushing through the county. Scholes said that the school brought in a large amount of extra staff to help stop the spread of the virus. It has been reported that the Whitman County has seen this alarming rise in COVID cases because of WSU students. Starting April 15th, everyone ages 16 and over will be eligible for the vaccine. WSU officials are hoping that everyone will take advantage of this opportunity to get the vaccine and do their part to stop the spread of the virus.
With the rollout of these vaccinations, some are skipping to the front of the line, getting doses that would otherwise expire. It's colloquially known as the no waste list, but sometimes it's all about being in the right place at the right time. Murrow News 8 reporter Andrew Bartline has more.
Rebecca was in a scramble for the vaccine.
Signed up for 3 different things.
Pullman Regional Hospital's no waste list ran too deep.
We were like 200th on the wait list. They said, you got to try somewhere else.
Through the word of a friend, she tried Clarkston.
There was no one there. 3 people waiting for the vaccine. It was me, my roommate, and some random guy.
She didn't even need an appointment.
Every single time slot was available for 2 weeks.
Think of these vaccination sites like a restaurant. Instead of serving vaccines, they're serving chicken. The chicken's already thawed, so if there's anything left over, we gotta use it or lose it.
The Tri-Cities has a similar story. They have a holding line where people wait standby on site.
If we do have those extra vaccines and they are in the holding line, they are administered. The point being that, no vaccine goes to waste. We're not encouraging people to just show up without an appointment, but we're not turning people away necessarily unless we're out of vaccines for the day.
We don't want to take it away from anyone who needs it. Obviously, that is not what I want to do.
Directed by the Department of Health, and the intent is to get shots in arms.
Like I said, no one wanted it when we went.
Andrew Bartline, Murrow News 8.
A march and rally to support Asians and Pacific Islanders is happening tomorrow in Pullman. The event is set to start at 2 o'clock in Rainey Park. It is to raise awareness to stop hate against Asians and Pacific Islanders. Organizers are reminding participants to wear masks and stay 6 feet apart.
The Pullman Police Department has informed the public of recent coyote activity on College Hill. Police are telling the public to avoid approaching the animals. WSU environment officials say that clapping your hands and yelling will drive the coyotes away. Pullman officials say that coyotes are not a major threat to humans, but they are a threat to smaller animals such as cats and dogs, so keep an eye on your pets.
Starting April 15th, the vaccine will be open to anyone in Washington over the age of 16. However, people have been lying to get the vaccine early. I decided to go out in the field and have more to share. Dodge has been waiting for his grandparents to get the coronavirus vaccine.
They've been eligible to get the COVID vaccine, but it's just not available in their rural community. There's not too many places that actually give out the vaccine.
My source, Henry, who wished to remain anonymous, recently got their COVID-19 vaccine, but he is not an essential worker, nor was he eligible to receive the vaccine.
It was super easy to get a vaccine. I didn't have to show them any proof of verification, identification, or anything like that.
I contacted local vaccine distributors like Walmart and Pullman Regional Hospital, and I didn't need to show any proof that I was an essential worker to qualify for the vaccine. But even though you could get the vaccine, is lying the way to do it?
The virus could kill me. With cases
Investigators say that they have determined that the fire in Union Gap that led to 2 people dead was set intentionally. Now the deaths are being investigated as homicides. The coroner's office confirmed both people died of smoke inhalation.
Former Deputy Andrew Richmond is suing Spokane Sheriff's Office for discriminatory action after Richmond made a complaint about Sergeant Jeffrey Thurman making racist comments. After Thurman was terminated, Richmond reported ongoing retaliation from SCSO staff, as well as rumors being spread in an attempt to discredit him. The Sheriff's Office will work with legal counsel to defend this lawsuit.
It's day 5 of the trial of the officer who was involved in the death of George Floyd. The head of the Minneapolis Police Department's Homicide Division testified that kneeling on Floyd's neck while handcuffed was top-tier deadly force and totally unnecessary. Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman added, if your knee is on a person's neck, that can kill him.
People are finally getting back to work.
And a student-led fashion magazine focused on inclusivity will be right back.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
It's okay to be scared.
Hmm?
You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
American employers hired over 916,000 people in March. This is a sign that a sustained recovery from the pandemic recession is taking hold as vaccines accelerate, stimulus checks flow through the economy, and businesses increasingly reopen. The Labor Department said on Friday that the March increase was nearly double February's gain of 468,000. The unemployment rate declined from 6.2% to 6%.
President Joe Biden and his job cabinet is working to sell his $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan. Components of the plan include cutting carbon emissions by 50% and decarbonizing the electricity industry. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell vowed to oppose the plan. Republicans object to raising the corporation tax rate to 28% from 21%. One of the many challenges so many businesses' taxes would fund infrastructure.
A con woman who was already behind bars after pretending to be a German heiress, according to the AP News, is now in U.S. immigration custody. Anna Sorokin stayed in custody days past the day she was scheduled to be deported. The Soho grifter may be challenging her deportation, causing the delay. There are still 8 years left of her 12-year sentence.
Every good pirate knows to hide their treasure. Well, X marked the spot under a fruit orchard in rural Rhode Island, where a handful of coins were recovered. The coins may help solve the plant's oldest cold case with a murderous English pirate, Captain Henry Every. The captain is considered to be the subject of the first worldwide manhunt, and the coins could be the lost key in discovering how he disappeared into the wind.
A student-run fashion magazine is pushing boundaries and spreading messages of inclusivity. In Pullman Murrow News 8 reporter Vonnie Fair has more on the story.
Growing up, I've always been very in touch with my feminine side, I think.
Jansen Garside is the editor-in-chief of the WSU fashion magazine, Lux.
It's made me question things in my own life, but no, it's just like me, and I'm just in touch with myself, and I wear what I want to wear and do what I want to do.
A main concept in this year's issue of Lux explores the boundaries between genders, an idea that hits home for many Lux members.
to see this trend of femininity and masculinity kind of blurring the lines, where we're moving away from that like stereotypical alpha male, like you can only wear t-shirt and jeans type of like archetype for men. I think it's really important. I think it could really help get that message out there, especially to our small community here in Pullman, which is pretty cut off from a lot of new cultural ideas.
Creating the spring issue of Lux magazine required a motley crew of photographers, writers, and creative directors. In addition to including concepts about gender and culture, the magazine also explores the roots of fashion.
I felt challenged. It was a different setting for me. I've never shot in a house, and so doing that was really fun, and working with animals was also really fun.
Shane Petrus is the senior photo editor of Lux.
It's called the Immortal issue because it's kind of an allude to the immortality of fashion, and how not only have we gone back to a lot of the different fashion trends of the past times, but how they've continued to live on, and how they're rooted in historical events or in culture or even in pop culture, and how they still continue today.
I think seeing other people's work and their creativity come to life has been very inspirational to me.
Lux is currently being edited and will be printed for distribution by May.
I felt honored to be kind of a way to bring people together to form that community in Lux, and that's been really important to me.
In Pullman, I'm Vonne Fair, Murrow News 8.
Spring is a little tardy to the party, but it might be here.
Our weatherwoman Pamela Alarcon has more on the weather when we come back.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hi guys, I'm Pamela here with your weather. So for today we are looking at a low of 39, so make sure you bundle up if you have any plans tonight, and a high of 64, which is the highest temperature all week. So make sure you get out there and enjoy that, which will drag on into tomorrow with a high of 62 and a low of 42 with some sun. So make sure to enjoy that and get out there before the winds come back. Moving on to the state map, we're going to go ahead and start off with Seattle and Olympia, which are having highs of 55s, Olympia with a low of 39, and Seattle with a low of 42. They aren't expecting any rain, surprisingly, so they are having some sun in Seattle and some clouds in Olympia. Moving on to Yakima and Tri-Cities. Yakima with a high of 38 and a low of 39. Tri-Cities, though, we want to focus on that. They have a high of 71, which is the highest temperature out of all of the cities. and a low of 42. Spokane and Pullman looking identical with highs of 64 and lows of 39 and some sunshine. So make sure to go out and enjoy the sun while it lasts. Moving on to the 5-day forecast, I'm going to go ahead and move out of the way. We're ending off the week with some high temperatures of 62, moving on into Sunday with 56, and then starting off the week a little cooler with 51 and ending on Wednesday with a 57. That's all I have for you guys for the weather today. Back to you guys at the desk.
What does the NCAA Final Four look like?
And a basketball coach got a lifetime contract. Find out who when we come back.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Welcome back. I'm Alan Lester with your Sports Block. The Washington State men's basketball team took a beat down by number 24 Stanford Cardinal on Thursday evening by a score of 18-3. The Cougars, who are 1-6 in Pac-12 play, received 2 hits from Jacob McKeon and a 2-run dinger from Colin Montez, but the lineup was kept off balance from Stanford pitcher Brendan Beck, who scattered 7 hits and struck out in 8 innings. Junior infielder Kyle Mazzardo went 0 for 4 and saw his WSU record 43-game on-base streak snapped. You can watch the Cougars continue the series against the Cardinal today at 5:05 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. While the MLB celebrated opening day across the country, not every team got to partake in the festivities. The Washington Nationals and New York Mets was postponed hours before it was scheduled to begin Thursday night because of coronavirus concerns, after at least 3 Washington players tested positive for COVID-19. Per MLB's health and safety protocols for 2021, any player who has tested positive will be required to isolate for a minimum of 10 days before being cleared to return to the team to participate in activities. The next game scheduled between the 2 teams is Saturday evening. Kansas Jayhawks coach Bill Self has signed a lifetime contract for the men's basketball team, the school announced Friday. Self has been coaching the Jayhawks since 2003, going to 3 Final Fours and winning a national championship in 2008. Kansas won 14 consecutive Big 12 regular season titles under Self from 2005 to 2018, then won another one in 2020. The Jayhawks would have been the favorite to win the national title last season before the coronavirus pandemic canceled the NCAA tournament. The NCAA Women's Basketball Final Four starts today as number 1 South Carolina takes on number 1 Stanford and number 3 Arizona takes on number 1 UConn. Although the Cardinal and Huskies are projected to win their respective contests, the games look to be really competitive as the 4 teams rank in the top 6 defensively in the entire country. The winners of both games will meet up in the championship on April 4th, where one will be crowned the champion. And how good of a Friday is it?
And could bears become man's best friend? More after this.
was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. Well, bears with a mysterious brain infection may not be making humans yell, oh my. According to scientists, this neurological disease in young California black bears are making them act like pet dogs that want to cozy up to humans in a friendly manner. Although this may seem cute, this unusual behavior dramatically worsens the bear's chances of surviving in the wild. The disease is found in a 1-year-old bear and is thought to be caused by viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites, and is considered to be an autoimmune response. Today is National PB&J Day. Christian, I'm curious, how do you like your PB&Js?
You know, I've never been a traditional person to have like on one slice of bread, peanut butter, and one slice jelly. You know, I grew up on having that like mixed kind of can. It's like Schmuckers or Slackers or something. Like my mom would just always get it for us and then we just put it on bread and eat it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, that's one way to eat peanut butter. I mean, I eat it like a regular person. You know, I put, Jif peanut butter, wait, what jelly do you use?
Oh, you know what? I like strawberry jelly, I think is my favorite.
Okay, strawberry is good. If you said gray, we might be having a problem. But
well,
I like raspberry too. I think when you go to red jams, that's a pretty good way to go.
You can say that again.
Mm-hmm. So today's also, Good Friday, or as I like to say, it's a great Friday.
Hey, say that, yeah.
Do you have any, plans for Easter or anything like that?
You know what? I was planning on going home, but I didn't have enough time to get tested and then go home, and I didn't want to put my family through that. So I'm just going to be spending it with my friends here.
Oh, well, that's pretty exciting.
Oh, good pun. Very excellent pun, if you ask me.
I know. My Easter joke's pretty exceptional, if I have to say so myself.
You are extraordinary today here on this Anchors panel.
You could say I'm an expert.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, that's all, yokes. Thank you so much for watching today. If you missed anything or this or any of our other previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MNA, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great night.